Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to the trials. Welcome back to the tribulations. Welcome to my hair journey. My name is Avery Grace. If we are seeing each other for the first time, where have you been? Almost at 1,000 subscribers. What do you even mean? When I started my channel, I never thought I'd get. I dreamed of this point of my channel, but I never thought I would have been here by now. But anyways, I'm truly grateful. Thank you so much to everybody that has subscribed, and thank you to everybody that watched the last video. So this is episode 2 of my Back to Basics series called We Don't Go Natural, We Return, because natural is where it all began. So basically just taking you through all the tips or all the hair typing situations, or just basically your hair journey, back to the basics. If you were to start your journey today, all the things that you needed to know and all the things that you do still need to know, or some people could be still struggling to identify their hair types and all of that. So that's what I'll be talking about in this series. So if you haven't checked out the video, I will link it up here. You can go watch that. Also, I did do another cute video where I struggled, honey, to style these mini twists. But that's a story for another day. So without wasting any more time, today's video, so I have my notes written down on my YouTube book. This is a book that I write all my ideas in. So if you see me glancing down, just know that I'm just picking up on the points so that I don't miss anything. So today's episode is basically it's just texture type. What is my hair type? I feel very indifferent about the whole hair typing thing, because I feel like it's like classing people's hair, and with that came a lot of favoritism among the natural hair community. Certain hair types were preferred over certain hair types. Certain lengths were preferred. Certain curl types were preferred over certain types, and that still happens even now. But in as much as we're learning and unlearning, so it's a whole process. So there is literally 5 characteristics to actually determine the character of your hair, or what type of hair you have. Not necessarily 3A, 3B, but there is 5 characteristics. So those 5 characteristics, I will list them as we go along. Wow, why is it so hard to say that word? So there's 5 major texture typing characteristics that I would say you need to look into to determine what type of hair you have. So the first one is hair typing, which is the infamous type A, type 4B, type 4C, type 3A. The second one is hair porosity. So hair porosity is basically the measure of how your hair absorbs moisture and how fast it loses moisture. So that's characteristic number 2. Number 3 is density. Density refers to how closely your strands are on your hair, so like how closely packed they are on your hair. I'll try and put some pictures up here just to illustrate what I'm saying. And then number 4 is your width. Number 5 is your length. Okay, so let's get into the first characteristic. Okay, so the first one is hair typing. So hair typing just generally, it's essentially it describes it just refers to the amount of wave and curl and coil that you have on your hair. There's 4 types. There's type 1, which has 1A, 1B, 1C. There's type 2, which has 2A, 2B, 2C, and type 3 and type 4. You get the drift. 4A, 4B, 4C. So when it comes to hair typing, one particular person, one's head can have 2 or more hair types, or sometimes you even have 1. So for example, for me, I have type 4C hair. My hair is characterized as type 4C. but I do have 4B at the back and then somewhere in my crown. But as you move to the front, it tightens. The coil is tighter. So with type 1 basically is straight hair, pin straight hair. Type 2 is wavy, so all your wavy curl, wavy like beach waves type of situation, that's type 2. Now type 3 has a bit of it's curly. It's hair that you, when you look at it, it's predominantly curly. You just see curls. And then type 4, which is our hair type or my hair type, it is quite coily and very kinky. So those are the hair types. Like I said, one person can have more than 2, or you can even have more than 1 hair texture on you, hair type on your hair. Now, number 2, which is your hair porosity. Hair porosity, like I mentioned, is the amount or the ability of your hair to absorb and retain moisture. Now, there's 3 levels to hair porosity. There's normal porosity, there's high porosity, and there is normal porosity. Did I say that? Low, medium, high. Okay, low, high, and normal. Yeah, so those are the 3 types. I range between low and high porosity, which means my hair takes a while to absorb moisture and it also loses moisture quite quickly. I do have a video where I talk about hair porosity, so I will link that up there if you want to know how you can test your hair porosity. There's multiple tests. You can do the strand test, which means you wash, after you've washed your hair, you take just a few strands that have fallen off your hair, clean, your hair needs to be clean. You drop it in a glass. If it sinks to the bottom, it is high porosity. If it's in the middle, it's normal. If it floats at the top, honey, you are low porosity, which means moisture can't come in. So that is basically, it just defines how porous your hair is. I'm not going to talk too much on that because like I said, I do have a video, so you can just check the video out after this on how to define or how to determine which porosity you are. So number 3, which is density. Now, with density refers to how closely packed your strands are on your hair. So like those little, I'll try to put a picture, man, to illustrate, but it ranges from low to high. So if you have low density hair, which means if I were to do this and my hair was out, you would see right through the hair. And then as your hair goes, as we move on the scale to high, it's just how dense. Like, so if you were to just take out your hair, it wouldn't be easy for people to see directly to your scalp. Now, hair density has nothing to do with how healthy your hair is or if your hair is not healthy. You could have low density hair and have the healthiest head of hair, and you could have high density hair which is packed, like unenoles ninzi, but health dololo, your hair is breaking or just your scalp is dry or anything. So density literally doesn't define the health of your hair. It's just your genes. It's just how your hair grows out of your head. So yeah, that's just one thing also that I wanted to clear out, because I do know a lot of people associate people who have dense, high density hair with health, and then people with low density as though the hair is not healthy. That is absolutely not the case. So we need to unlearn that mentality. So if you have low density hair, like your hair is or your hair is not closely packed on your hair, then that doesn't mean your hair is not healthy, or it doesn't mean that your hair can't get healthy. Do you understand? So that's, do we have that out the way? Thank you. So with width, I researched width, and I don't really understand what width is, but it also just refers to how closely each individual strand is packed on your hair, on your scalp rather. It's similar to density. So I would assume it's about the width of your hair strand, your actual strand. So you could get very thin strands, you could get very thick strands. I will just put a picture up here. So density and width, I feel, go hand in hand. It literally just defines how close your hair is on your scalp. Now, number 5 is length. Now, we characterize our hair by length. Yes, we do. There's people that do that. Yes, I still do as well. Basically, oh, the thing is with length, right? The reason why I put it as a characteristic is because when you there's a certain stage in your hair journey where you will need to switch your products, where products that you used when your hair was shorter won't necessarily work now that your hair is longer. Or if you had longer hair, the products that you used then won't necessarily help if you now have shorter hair. It's literally just a determination of which products to use, how to use them as well. For example, if you have shorter hair, your wash days are much more slower. So that means you don't need to detangle because your hair is shorter and it hardly gets tangled. Do you understand? So you don't need like detanglers. You don't need, but you need to pre-poo regardless. But detangling, having a brush or using a detangling tool. So those are the things that you normally would need to look out for when it comes to length. And yeah, man, I don't know if you want me to go into detail. If you do want me to go into detail with regards to hair types, then this video will be extremely long. But if you do want me to go into detail, please please comment down below. In a sense of in detail by type, I mean like type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, and all of that. But yeah, anyways, that is the end of episode 2. I know I said quite a lot. If there's anything that you were not clear about or you need me to explain or elaborate on further, please drop it down in the comments. I'd really love to answer your questions, and I do thank you for the last video, for participating in the last video. So thank you so much. So yeah, if you have any more questions, you have any more concerns, or you have anything that you didn't understand, or you just have a comment, drop it down below. Don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you've made it to this part. Don't forget to subscribe. Ghost watching is not a cute look for nobody. So but anyways, thank you so much. Road to 1K. Road to 1K. I just want a community tab. That is all I ask for. Just a community tab. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.